Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Eden Zero Season 2 episode number 15 reaction. So the previous episode, what happened was we went to the Red Cave. I think that was the name of the planet, or I think like the fire planet they called it that. And surprisingly, yeah, there's no fire over there. It's like a beach kind of like setting. There's like sea beaches, like water, and nice bright sun. That is it. So we had like a mini beach episode, and at the same time, later on, we get to see space, a space thing. What do you call them? Like those spacecrafts, small ones, kind of crash into the water, and we went in, saw that there's a little mini space shuttle, and on it there was like inside it there was like a skeleton, and there was written from Nadia, my love, or something like that. And yeah, so then we found an underwater city where mother, her picture was inscribed on the like the walls and everything. And we had like a mini battle with a octopus kind of thing. I don't know what the hell that was. And we took shelter inside that temple. And yeah, there is someone there, an android, I'm guessing, whose name is Nadia, and she's there, and she welcomes us into the temple. So that's where it ended. So let's see what happens. Episode number 15. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. What? All right, here we go. All right. Right. Guardian of the temple. All right. No, that's an android. Yeah, the name. I'm happy. Yeah, I guess all more. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, what? Oh, okay. All right, there you go. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, why are you here underwater? Oh, that's my old model. Yep. Oh, beacon. What does this? Yeah. Oh my God. Yo. No, she's not Daijobu. Then she cannot go like. Huh. I knew this was going to happen. There's like some kind of a trial or whatever. All right. Okay. A robot in love. Okay, what the hell? What are those? Mushroom? He's sweating. What's going on? Yeah. I don't think that's how it works. Oh no! Yo, that's literal lava. Yeah, I see. That makes sense. Yo! Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't think you can go through that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like not like she said, come back if there's any danger. He knows like what? Okay. This show. Okay, then oh wow. 15 years. He did get it. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a lot. Wait, what? Fast travel. Okay. What the? What's going on here? Um, what? Why is she? Okay. Oh, okay. This is a criminal or something. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot. He can do something. He's a. Okay, that's why he's gonna join us. The, maybe you. Well, that defeats the purpose. Yeah. Okay. Then what happened? 200. Oh, that's why they all stopped working. But what about, oh, she's a old model. Oh no, maybe because of the pipe. Andrew. Ah. Oh wow, that's kind of similar to Shiki. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like Shiki. So, so he. True. Yeah, so it was his space shuttle. There you go. Yep. Yeah, that's him. Hmm. Uh, Semi-permanent. What? Wait, what? I guess because a lot of people. Yeah, she said semi-permanently. Ah, there shits. Laguna's here. Yep. Okay. Condition. What? Yeah, Shiki doesn't know him. Ah, wow. I see, that makes sense. That's why the four elements. Yeah, so. Hmm. Yep. Alright. He's like, will you be my friend? Yeah, okay, that's the question. Alright, so. The handpipe. Oh, I see. Maybe like do something with the water? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, I see. Then he can go through that. Right. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, then. Ah. Oh, wow. So he can kind of like keep his form. That's why he can use his uh, gravity ether. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Whoa, what the? Wait. Oh, yeah. Is that mother? The mother. Oh. Yep, there you go. That's mother. Oh, wow. Okay. So everyone who comes here gets this blessing or whatever. I see. Ah, right. Yeah, it's like a path. Like a I see. So there's multiple. Hmm. Okay. Oh wow, random relic floating in the space. I see. So there you go. It's like a tracking device. Kind of like a video game. It's going to point you towards the correct direction, like a path, invisible path. True. This is better than nothing. Teh. I don't think you can do that. Yeah. Oh wow. So it's okay. That's very cool. So it's there for everyone, but one cannot take everything. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, but she's hoping. Oh no. Yeah. Well, it is like you cannot like keep her. Yeah. Yeah, but she probably doesn't have any concept of death because she's an android. She doesn't realize what death is. Like, oh, whoa. So it's probably pre-programmed. Oh, there you go. That's it. Oh. Oh. Wait, then what happened? So he came very close to Red Cave. 1 year. It was very. Yeah, someone attacked him. Oh! Oh my god. Damn. So he kept revolving unless for 200 years until he came close enough that he gets sucked in by the gravity. Oh my god. Oh, she went outside. Yeah, she didn't have any concept about death. Like she was so confused. She was like, "What death? What does that mean?" Yeah. Oh, because so yeah, she he came back technically, like crashed in. Whoa. Oh, it's a candlestick. Yeah. Wait, so are all the robots going to come back to life? Damn. Yeah, there you go. It was just like a little sleep for them. They went to sleep and then came back. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, makes sense. That's why the fire planet. Hmm. All right. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, because. Hmm. Right. So there you go. That was this episode. Episode 15. Yeah. Alright, so this episode we begin with it resumed after the previous one, where um, yeah, we went inside the temple and we meet Nadia. So Nadia is an old modeled android, and she is the guardian of this temple, keeping the beacon, keeping a close eye on the beacon. And a lot of adventurers used to come here. Ziggy also came here 15 years ago, and yeah, they go for the beacon. Now this is an interesting part of the beacon. Like, it did come to my mind, like, if she's guarding the beacon, and if other adventurers came and took the beacon, how is it still existing, But it makes sense because it gets explained later on that the beacon is literally something that is there and anyone can take it. However, they cannot, like, completely take it. Like, they can take the beacon and take the power for themselves, but it'll always stay there, which is very interesting. It's like an unlimited supply of something. And like, Wise said that, oh, can't we not take everything? But no, apparently it's not like that. So it is there for everyone, but at the same time, not a single person can take everything of it, which is quite interesting, like, if you think about it. Like, it's like, it's such a thing, and that is also why I guess nobody came to actually take it all for themselves. Like, this is so interesting, because usually if there's like some kind of treasure like this in a place like this, there will be people, like greedy people, who'll come and try to get everything for themselves, and something like that. So the fact that this place had almost no security, and the thing still existed, makes so much sense, because this thing cannot be taken away from here. It's there for everybody, but at the same time, not a single person can take everything of it. So it literally, like, it doesn't matter if you try to come and take everything for yourself. You won't be able to do that in no way. So that is why it's, in a way, it's very safe. Like, it's there. People can take it, but they cannot take everything of it. It's impossible. So that kind of thing. Now, after that, okay, so yeah, so in the beginning, when she explained, like, tells her name, my name is Nadia. Rebecca kind of remembered, like, the space shuttle, and she remembered seeing the name Nadia over there. So okay, Shiki's like, do we have any clue of mother over here? And she's like, yes, there is. And so she's like, and Vice was pretty suspicious, but she says, like, oh, just like I mentioned earlier, I'm Nadia the Guardian, and I was created 200 years ago to guard the mother beacon. So, alright. So she says, like, I'm a guardian, but it's just as a guide. The treasure that was once here is now long gone, but the beacon to mother still remains. Which is, like, there you go. Like, it kind of, like, is so funny to think about it. Like, the one thing that is kind of exhaustible, that is a treasure, someone took it, for themselves. So that's the funny thing. Like, that the thing that is the beacon, it still remains only because, you cannot take everything for yourself. If it was something similar to the treasure, someone would have taken it so long ago. It wouldn't exist here. The only thing that remains here is something that you cannot really take for yourself. So that's the only thing that remains. The treasure is gone. Someone took it. We don't know who. Maybe we'll get to know later on in the future. And we also don't really know what the treasure actually is. Yeah, but either way, Rebecca's like, these two are different things, treasure and the beacon. She says it is related, but they are two different things. Either way, she tries to go, and then she trips because of her the thing that connects to her to the temple. So yeah, and she's like, you guys have to go alone yourselves. So she does give us a warning. She's like, but beware, this place is it's actually supposed to test you, so you might actually be in dangerous situation. Just one little advice: if something like threatens your life, if you think that you're going to die, just come back. That's just an advice from an old model. So they go in, and it's freaking hot inside. Everyone's sweating, and as they go more in, they realize that this place is actually filled with fire and magma, and it's so hot that the clothes are getting torn up. Shiki's like, all right, you know what? I'll do this. I have gravity power. I'm going to easily fly through this, literally. He tries to do that. Unfortunately, the flame is so hot, and he cannot go and pass through the flame. So, yeah, he comes back and just goes back to the starting point. Now, Nadia's like, "Oh, you guys are back." So yeah, they're like, "What should we do? In no way can we go through that thing." So you see, like Witch and Hermit was also looking at that situation. So they're like, "Yeah, we saw what's going on. Unfortunately, we don't have heat resistant, stuff that high. So we really cannot help you in this situation." But yeah, apparently, Witch might be able to do something because like when Shiki was like, "Can Witch do something?" She has water ether, and she's like, "Ah, yeah, she might be able to do something." That's why she went to Blue Garden. Now here we also get an information from Nadia that an android with a skull mask came here, and yeah, wait a minute, is that a mask? Up until now, I thought that was Ziggy's actual face. I need to go back and look at Ziggy again. Is that a mask? So there's like an actual face underneath that mask. Like up until now, I actually thought that was his actual face. I'll need to properly pay attention next time when Ziggy comes in front of the screen. I need to check. I feel like the opening. Oh yeah, there you go. The opening song itself has Ziggy. So yeah, but it looks like his face, but it actually might be a mask. I'm not really sure because Nadia says that's a mask. So, anyways, maybe she made a mistake. Either way, yeah. So Ziggy apparently came here and got the beacon. So yeah, Witch is off to Blue Garden and wait. So this fast travel, that's interesting because so that means like what the places where they go, they can literally like fast travel there like a video game. You unlock the teleportation points and then you can fast travel like that. That's quite interesting. So right. So next we see that Witch meets a person, working in that theater, and this person is Laguna, who was in disguise, and Witch is like, "Up, I knew that it was you. So can you please help us out?" Now, apparently, she made a deal with him, which we still don't know what it is. So I'm sure we'll get to know that later. But for now, she made a deal with him, which is why he's going to help us out. Right. So we are back to Nadia again. So they ask Nadia, "What is the beacon? Is that a map?" Nadia's like, "Oh, find it on your own." Okay, so she kind of explains about when asked about the robots outside, she explains what happened. So basically, yeah, a lot of people came here to look at the treasure and the beacon. So a lot of adventurers used to come here, look at it, but then someone stole it. There you go. Like I said, like the only thing that exists here is something that you cannot take all for yourself. The beacon. The other thing that was here that can be taken was a treasure, and someone literally stole it. The first, few years. That's funny. Oh boy. Yeah. So. Right, so she says the ether from the treasure was the only power source for the androids living here, so everyone stopped working. And she also said that Andrew was able to successfully repair, me kind of, and kind of connected me with the pipe, and that's why I cannot really move, but I can still stay here and keep working. And then she kind of says like, "Oh, Andrew was a human engineer. He used to take care of us." The androids and the robots. And like I said, it kind of reminds me of Shiki because Shiki did the same thing in Granville, used to take care of all the robots and everything. And she's blushing and everything. So Homura's like, "Oh wait, you liked him or something?" So I love this part where where Vice is like, "Wait, love?" And Homura's like, "Yeah, why not?" Vice is like, "I'm an old man from 50 years ago. I don't understand the young ones." Okay. And then they're like, but she's even older. Right, so obviously Rebecca remembers the space shuttle, and she realized what's going on. So Shiki obviously was like, wait, but 200 years, isn't that too much? And Rebecca just stopped him, and Rebecca's like, don't break her heart. And yeah, so obviously Rebecca chose the path of not letting her know the truth, and like keep like having that wish that, oh, he's going to come back someday. While later on, as we see, Witch tells her that sometimes it might be harsh. It might be a hard situation, but you should not keep a secret like that, like from someone. Now, I'll talk about that in that section when Witch talks about that whole situation. But there are two ways of thinking about this. Like I feel like Rebecca's way and Witch's way both are valid and both are correct in its own way. Like the fact that Witch decided to actually tell it to Nadia, and also the fact that Rebecca decided to keep it from her, both are kind of correct in their own way. The situation depends, like it depends on the situation how you should approach this like thing. I'll talk about that later in that section when it comes. But for now, like Rebecca decides to keep quiet and doesn't really say much, and keeps the hope that she'll come back. Now, either way, so yeah, so then they ask about the beacon, and they're like, oh, did Ziggy get it? And they're like, yeah, they got it. So they're like, then how does it exist? And she's like, oh, it's something like that. It is there at the same time, but yeah, Weiss says, what kind of thing is it? It doesn't go away. Yeah. I love how he's kind of flicking the Pinot's antenna, and it kind of like goes back and forth, kind of kind of like a nice parallel to what he's saying, that, oh, it never goes away, kind of like her antenna, which goes back and comes back away again. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, what I felt funny about this scene is he's flicking the antenna, and the antenna is something that goes back and comes back to the same position, kind of similar to the to the beacon, where someone might take it, but it's going to still stay there. I don't know why that came to my head, but I suddenly thought it's funny because what he's doing there, flicking the antenna, is literally kind of similar to the beacon, where the beacon never goes away, it comes back again. Anyways, so yeah, they are, Witch and Laguna are back, and everyone's like, what the hell, this is Laguna? And Witch is like, yeah, like, apparently, when I said that come with us, he agreed very quickly. But he did have a, what do you call it, a condition. So they don't really, like, explain the condition. However, he's like, I'm going to help you guys out. So now, he also kind of explains the Draken's situation as to how, like, why he needed all the 4 elements, because he was keeping himself alive like that as well. And, like, stuff like that. So either way, I love how he was kind of passive aggressive towards Shiki, while Shiki is like, oh, wanna be my friend? Yeah, alright, anyways, so yeah, so they have a plan. They go in, Shiki, Witch, and Laguna. So yeah, I love how Shiki's like, wait, Witch, your dress. And Witch is like, oh, I don't have a problem with that, but my face, like I'm a bit shy showing my face. Alright, so anyways, the whole explanation as to how we're going to do this is Laguna is going to turn Shiki into water, Witch is going to put like a ether coating on top of Shiki, so that he can continue keeping his like form. And Laguna says, but my water is going to get evaporated. But she's like, no, it won't be a problem because of the ether coating that I'm going to put on him. So water, ether coating, Shiki will unleash his gravity power, and bam, all the fusion of the 3 powers will be able to help him go in through the fire. It's a good plan, and they kind of do that. And so yeah, oh no, to make him cry, I was wondering how they're going to make him cry. And Witch is like, oh, Shiki-sama, a bug. And yeah, he immediately starts crying. So there you go, he becomes water, and then puts the ether coating on top of him, which helps him keep his form. And like, I was wondering, I was like, if he becomes water, how will he use his, like, ether gravity? But there you go. The coating worked in two ways. One is to keep him safe from the evaporation. Another is to help him keep his form. So once he was able to keep his form, he used his gravity ether and starts flying. And there you go. Was able to go through the flame inside towards the other side. So as soon as he gets here, someone starts talking, and there's a lot of strings kind of moving around. So that was the ether of Mother, I think. Okay, I'm going to read this section because Mother says a few things which is interesting. So Mother says that a part of me was once here. Right, I'm guessing the treasure she's talking about. Even after it was taken away, the ether remains on this land. Follow the light. Okay, the place that is empty, that was the place where the treasure was. I think someone stole it. Alright, so she says follow this and it will lead the way to me. So it's like an automated voice that always plays for people who comes in here. And yeah, the ether particles starts coagulating, and we see Mother literally over there talking to Shiki. Kind of, not Shiki, but I'm guessing to everyone who comes here. Mother talks to them in this way, or it's like an automated thing that plays. And she says, I'm the mother of the cosmos, Mother. Yeah, so next we see Shiki's back. They don't really show what else she said. I don't know, it felt a bit weird because it feels like they suddenly cut the whole thing off. Because after that we see Shiki's outside. So is that all they had a conversation about, or did Mother say something else to Shiki? Either way, so yeah, this is like a little round ball, and inside the ball there's a thing, and there's the ether coming out of it, the ether strings. So Shiki's this is the thing that I got. So it's an aquatic adaptation lacrima. Oh, it is a thing. Oh, I realized that now. It's the aquatic rebreather thing, in which it got sucked in. So, right. It suddenly got absorbed, Mother's ether. So, to be exact, Mother's ether found the vessel and entered it on its own. Treasure that was once here was a part of Mother. That must be an incredible item. The part of Mother was emitting ether, and even if it is taken away, the ether still remains in this land. So there you go. So this is literally, like I said, in those video games, RPG, JRPGs, and MMOs, and other games that you play, that the button you click and it kind of shows like a path of your objective, you click that button and there's a path comes in front of you, and the path kind of guides you towards where you need to go. That path, it's literally that. That's funny because so anyone who goes there, the remaining ether there gets absorbed, and it guides you towards Mother. Now here's another interesting thing about this whole situation, is that how what was her name, Nadia, says that this is not all. There are other stuff like this as well, which are called relics. If you absorb the ether from the relics as well, it's going to give you a better direction for Mother. So it's still incomplete, this thing that we got. It is going to show us the way, but not properly. But if we get more ether, more relics like this, it's going to get upgraded, and it's going to give us a better direction towards Mother, which will point towards Mother. So let's just assume there are 10 to 20 relics. Now that they have one of Mother's ether thing, it's going to vaguely show them the direction. Now if they get a second one, it's going to get upgraded to level 2 or something, which is going to get give a better direction thing. Like this number 3, number 4, number 5, 2. If you get let me say just if someone's able to get all the 10 relics, then it'll pinpoint the place where Mother is. Something like that, I'm guessing. Alright, I'm going to read this part again. It is said that countless pieces of Mother exists in the cosmos. We call them relics. And yeah, so there's a lot of relics. You can see there's a pipe, I can see a dagger, a watch, a goblet, a cane. stuff like that. Okay, some relics are enshrined as they are here, or they might be in a corner of some planet, maybe floating in the cosmos. So you can randomly just come across a relic. You're like going on your merry way through the space, and suddenly something crashes into your window, and you're like, what the hell is that? You go out and see that it's a relic just floating in the sky, in the space. Maybe something like that might happen as well. While a few of them are actually enshrined like this. So I guess something like that. Right. Mother's ether works as a compass to find such relics. So at first I'm guessing this compass is going to point them towards the other relics, and then finally, if we're able to get all the relics, it's going to point you towards Mother. Something like that. So I guess like the other people who have the relics, who have collected a few of the relics, yeah, we might actually come across them, and we might actually, I don't know, like like we might have an argument as to, oh, who should get the relic or something like that. If you find numerous relic and keep absorbing Mother's ether, then soon enough it will lead us to Mother. And she says it might. That is how the story goes. Right, so here Weiss asks this obvious question, why don't we suck up all the ether from here? And there you go, like I said, like Laguna explains, that you cannot do that here. Like you can get enough ether here, which is going to point you towards the direction, but you cannot get everything because it wouldn't matter. Like it's like, as they say, like a missing puzzle pieces. Like you have like one puzzle piece over here. Like you can take the puzzle piece for yourself. However, if you take that puzzle piece multiple times and try to fit it in with other puzzle pieces, it wouldn't work because it's not the same thing. Like the puzzle pieces are different. So you might get this and you might try to take more from this, but you won't get anything different. So it's like literally collecting the same puzzle piece over and over again. It wouldn't matter because you won't be able to complete the thing. So you need different puzzle pieces. This is one, and there's others as well. So it's not that simple that you take all the ether from here that it'll work out. No, you need other puzzle pieces or other relics, which has maybe like some other information than here. Something like that. It's like a treasure hunt, like you went to a place, you get like a parchment of paper where it's written that, oh, you go to this place next to get the next clue. So even if you have multiple of the same treasure piece clue, it wouldn't matter because it won't help you go to the treasure. You need other clues as well, and that's literally what it is doing. You need to go to and find the other relics. You cannot like take ether from here and think that it'll work out. Yeah, there you go. How much you, even if you no matter how much you absorb here, it won't change the quality. The quality changes as you absorb more. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there you go. So our job is done here. Now you can see that she's like waiting for Andrew, and Rebecca was kind of thinking about saying, but she's hesitating. And Witch sees that, and Witch comes, and Witch actually tells her that, oh, unfortunately, you must know this, but Andrew passed away. It's 200 years. Human beings don't live for that long. So you can see how confused Nadia is. Nadia's like, wait, what? But then he promised me that he'll come back, and I'm waiting for him. Like the fact, that death is such a thing that she's so foreign to her, she didn't actually understand that, someone, human beings die. Because death is something that isn't really that prominent for androids. She's thinking the other people who are stopped working, other robots. She's thinking it's something like that. So it's very foreign to her. He didn't understand at first. And she's like, wait, but she said that she'll come back. However, Witch is tries to elaborate. However, Rebecca's like, Witch, what are you doing? So here, like I said, I'm going to talk about this whole thing. There's two things you could do here. The one thing that Rebecca was doing is hiding the truth and keeping her happy for now. Not letting her, trying to be kind to her in that way, by keeping the truth hidden. While what Witch was doing was kind of, you could say, she was giving her the actual truth, the harsh truth, so that she can move on, or at least kind of kind of understand what's going on and not like wait forever for someone who's not going to come back. So in another way, Witch's way of doing things is also a kindness in another way. These two, both the things are valid on its own. Like Rebecca's way of doing things by hiding the truth is one way, while Witch's way of actually telling the other is also another way, and both are, I guess you could say, equally correct and incorrect at the same time. Now, okay, I'm going to read this part, which says that hiding the truth isn't always the kind thing to do. Exactly. Isn't always. That's the key word. She's not saying that you shouldn't hide the truth from others. Like a few white lies here and there sometimes work and sometimes work for the better. However, in this situation, it isn't the kind thing to do, at least now. Like just think about something. In this situation, however, Witch decided that it is better for her to know the truth because Nadia is strong enough to kind of know and understand and move on from it. However, if this was someone who was actually not strong enough to handle the truth, I feel like Rebecca's way of doing it would be better, where keep hiding the truth, that kind of thing. Now, just imagine like a scenario where someone, is waiting for someone, like here, like Nadia. Like, let's just talk about Nadia. Like, just imagine Nadia waiting for someone who's supposed to come back, and Nadia has nothing to live in her life for. I'm just taking a hypothetical example. Nadia has nothing to live her life for. The only thing that is keeping her alive is her hope and wish for Andrew to come back. In that type of situation, I feel like Rebecca's way of doing things would have been better because the only thing that is keeping her alive is her hope and wish that, oh, he's going to come back. And that is giving her the courage to keep going and keep moving forward. These type of situations happens a lot. Just imagine it does seem a little bit harsh because you're like literally keeping the secret from her. But if telling the secret means that you're hurting her and emotionally scarring her, and I feel like it is better to keep it hidden. At certain scenarios, like I said again, it depends. Like Witch says here, hiding the truth isn't always the kind thing to do. So sometimes it is the kind thing to do to hide the truth, but sometimes it isn't. So in that type of scenario where someone's is literally living their life for someone else, and if they suddenly get to know that the other person is dead or something, they'll lose control and they'll lose everything. They'll go into a mental breakdown and they'll actually be more miserable and completely if they're not strong enough to handle it. In those type of situations, I feel like it is a little harsh to keep them in darkness, but at the same time, it is a better thing to do because at least she'll keep that hope, and up until the end of their life will keep believing and wishing. Yeah, like I said, it sounds pretty harsh, pretty bad. Imagine just waiting for someone who will never come back. It does sound a bit harsh, but if the alternative is after getting to know the truth, you go into a mental breakdown and completely just lose everything and lose the little amount of hope and happiness you had in your life, I feel like it's better to keep it hidden. So yeah, sometimes Rebecca's way of doing things works out. However, not in this situation, because I feel like Witch probably thought and saw and realized that Nadia is strong enough to handle it, and she will be able to kind of go through this and move on. And that's why she said that gave her the truth. But yeah, obviously at the beginning, Nadia didn't really understand what's going on, and then she realized what's happening, and she realized how why Andrew wouldn't come back. So interesting how Witch also gives us an explanation as to what might have happened. So oh no, sorry, she doesn't give an explanation. She gives a memory card that she found. So she puts it inside Pinot, and the message comes up, and here you can see Andrew's like, oh Nadia, I've got it, I've got the relic. If I bring this relic, everyone will be able to work again, and you won't have to put that pipe thing. So yeah, I'm hoping that I go back quickly to you and we look at the sky again. And he says that I'm very close here, I'm very close to the planet, the Red Cave. So I'll be back very soon. And so this happened like 1 year after. So it happened like 199 years ago. He recorded this video. So, but then suddenly alarm bell starts ringing. Now I thought like someone attacked him, but no. Apparently, a meteor came and hit him, and as which said the collision caused the ship to derail from orbit. Took 200 years for it to come crashing to the planet. So as far as I can understand, what actually happened is like he was very close to the planet. However, somehow the meteor hitting him kind of derailed the orbit, and he started probably going in circles, or something happened, like where he kept going in circles and kept coming very closer and closer to the red cave. And like obviously every planet has most planets have a gravitational field, and I feel like what was happening is for these 200 years he was like rotating or revolving around the same orbit, kind of being derailed. Every revolution bringing him closer to the gravitational field. So for 200 years he kept doing that, and little by little it came closer and closer to the gravitational field of the planet. And at the end of these 200 years, finally the space shuttle probably came close to the gravitational field, close enough for the gravity to kind of get him and suck him in. And as soon as that happened, he came crashing down and came and crashed in the planet. That's what happened. So I think like for these 200 years he was literally just revolving around this whole place, coming closer and closer to the gravitational field, finally for the gravitational field to get him and suck him in. And then when Shiki and they were over here, that incident happened. The crash, it came crashing down. And yeah, so there you go. Like Nadia immediately like just kind of breaks apart the pipe, comes out and go towards the space shuttle, and she's crying. You can see, like even though she's an android, she's crying, and she sees Andrew, and she's like, oh no, like she's like grieving and everything. And she says like, is it bad to love a human? And which says like, no, like like it is not. You're allowed to love anyone and everyone. Everyone can love anyone that they want. And so she says like, when they say like come back, like we're going to connect you back, she says like, a world without Andrew, I don't want to live here. It's not worth living. And which says that no, it's not true. The memories will stay in your heart, so you should keep living for that at least. And she says like, but robots don't have heart. And which says like, no, like the fact that you had fallen in love with someone literally shows that you have a heart, even though you're an android. So yeah, but in the end, they kind of realize that it doesn't matter if if she's not plugged in, because the relic that he brought in immediately got activated. It's like a candlestick, which helped, like all the robots that were like who stopped working, they started working, and Nadia also doesn't need the pipe anymore. So as soon as this happened, like the water starts coming down, and the planet went back to its original state. The sunset and the shallow water, like it's like a red, it's bringing out the red tinge. That's why it's called the red planet. The sky is red, the red sky is coloring the sea. Yeah. And the candlestick comes, and Nadia grabs it. Yeah, and she reminisces about Andrew, the world that I once saw together with Andrew. We were able to see it together once again. Okay, so Rebecca kind of is like, oh, love, right? Looks at Shiki and kind of brushes. Shiki's like, what? Right, so after that, everyone says goodbye, all the robots, and this octopus thing was apparently the guardian, not guardian, but like the bodyguard of the temple or whatever. So you can see that Rebecca's kind of like, like a little bit sad, I guess you could say. Because it's a bittersweet ending, this whole story. And she says like, if a chronophage would consume the time on this planet. 200 years worth of time. So yeah, and that is where it ended. So like obviously in the end you can see that Rebecca was probably thinking of, like she realized when which like kind of taught her that not every time it is okay to like like keep the harsh truth hidden. Sometimes you actually need to tell the truth even if it's very harsh. But like I said, in my opinion, it depends on the situation. Like Rebecca's way of doing things is also correct in certain situations, like I explained. And like Witch's way of doing things is also kind of, it makes sense. It depends on the situations, like I said again. If someone's like like lives for someone else, and if they get to know that that person has died, obviously I feel like the better thing in that situation is to keep it hidden. Otherwise they themselves will break down completely and live a miserable life from that point onwards. So keeping keeping them in darkness is going to work out, even though it seems a bit harsh for her to keep the whole thing hidden. But at least that person will live their life properly, keeping the hope that, oh, that person will come back. But that's only in one situation. There's also the other situation where the person is strong enough to handle it. You need to tell them the truth so that they can move on. Because this is the difference between the situation. Someone who is like so much like like who's like literally living for someone else, if you tell them about, oh, this person has died, they're the type of people who will not be able to live for themselves at all, because they were literally living for someone else. So for them to give them the truth, I feel like that is a lot more like like harsher than keeping them in darkness. Because after they know that that person is not alive anymore or something, they'll lose everything in their life, because they literally don't know how to live for themselves. That is not there in their life. They cannot live for themselves. They have to live for someone else. So telling the truth to them is harsh. But then there are people who are strong enough to understand and live for themselves and move on. So for the people who can move on forward, you need to tell them the truth so that they can move forward. However, there are also people who cannot move forward. So for people who cannot move forward, you should keep it hidden for their own sanity and for their own well-being. And for people who has the strength to move forward, you should tell them the truth. That is my opinion. So it's not that Rebecca was incorrect. Rebecca was incorrect in analyzing and realizing what type of person or android Nadia was. Nadia was an android who had the strength to move forward and move on. That is why for her, the correct decision is to tell the truth. However, if Nadia was a type of person or an android who did not have the strength to move on, then I feel like Rebecca's way of doing things would have been better, where you literally keep her in the dark, so that at least she can keep some hope in her heart and just stay. So that is my opinion, that's how I see this situation. So yeah, Witch was correct in telling Nadia, because Nadia was strong enough to handle it and move on forward. So yeah, there you go. That is it. That is my reaction to episode number 15 of Eden Zero Season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Eden Zero. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.